Your Jorgensen conveyor is equipped with an overload protection device that prevents excessive torque from being transmitted to the conveyor drive system when an overload or jamming condition occurs. On most conveyors Jorgensen builds, this device is a ratchet slip clutch. The ratchet slip clutch consists of a driven roller chain sprocket mounted with a set of ratchet tooth plates on a clutch hub with a back plate. A spring with an adjustable hex nut provides tension spring pressure on the sprocket. There are a variety of reasons that a clutch might ratchet or slip. There are also a variety of solutions. When a severe overload or jam occurs, the ratchet tooth plate engaged on the driven sprocket pushes the driven sprocket against the spring and slips on the other ratchet tooth plate until the overload is cleared. The ratchet clutch on your conveyor is preset at Jorgensen conveyors. The following steps should be taken to adjust the clutch if it is ratcheting. It's important to remember that you should never attempt to work on a conveyor without first turning off the power. You should lock out and tag out the conveyor at the power source. Then remove the drive guards or shrouds. Clutch ratcheting may be caused by a jam in the conveyor. Remember, never use your hands to clear a jam before locking out and tagging out the conveyor at the power source. You must clear the conveyor of any jamming or overload. This procedure has been described in the installation and adjustment section earlier in the video. The belt might be misaligned or the tension might be wrong. Refer to the installation and adjustment section of this videotape. Another possibility is that there has been excessive or accumulated loading. You can avoid load-up by running the conveyor continuously. Do not manually surge load the conveyor. Slipping or ratcheting of the clutch could also be caused by the carryback of material into the conveyor. To prevent this from happening, make sure that you replace the filled receptacle as required. If a belt is damaged or missing parts, you'll need to repair it or replace the parts. If the clutch is slipping or ratcheting due to an accumulation of conveyed material or foreign objects inside the casing, you'll need to use the optional clean-out method demonstrated earlier in this tape. Another cause could be improper clutch tension. Check to make sure that the clutch is set properly. When set properly, the tensioned length of the spring is 1 5/8 inches. To adjust the clutch, first loosen the set screw on the hex nut. Then, to tighten the spring, turn the nut clockwise. To loosen it, turn it counterclockwise. Tighten or loosen the hex nut to achieve the 1 5/8 inch tension spring length. Once it is set, the hex nut should be locked in place with the set screw. Now, run the conveyor without any load on it to make sure the clutch is not ratcheting. If it's still ratcheting, lock out and tag out the conveyor and again check for these problems. Is the conveyor jammed? Is the belt misaligned or the tension wrong? Is there excessive or accumulated loading? Is there carryback of material? Is the belt damaged or are there missing parts? Is there an accumulation of foreign objects? Once the conveyor runs smoothly at the proper clutch setting and without any load on it, return the conveyor to operation. If the clutch ratchets while the conveyor is running under normal load conditions, lock out and tag out the conveyor at the power source. Loosen the set screw on the hex nut of the clutch and turn the hex nut 1/4 turn clockwise to tighten the clutch spring. After adjusting the hex nut, lock it in place with the set screw. If everything is now functioning properly, replace any guards or shrouding and return the conveyor to service. If excessive wear develops on the belt or casing, it could mean that the conveyor is either not level or plumbed. Make sure that the conveyor is leveled and plumbed and also look for the conditions that were listed for clutch ratcheting or slipping. Belt pulsation or surge can be caused by the same conditions that will cause the clutch to ratchet or slip. If these instructions are followed carefully, your Jorgensen Conveyor will provide years of trouble-free service.